So you'd like to follow Epicureanism. Well, I hate to break it to you, sir, but that is not all Epicureanism is about. Let me take you back in time so that you will better know what you're getting into. Epicurus was a man who was born in 341 BC. He believed that the world was created out of atoms. These were not quite the atoms that we today know of. They are not distinct in shape or color or size, but they did come together to make everything in the entire universe. Basically, everything in the universe was either space, which has no atoms, or the things which are made up of atoms. The atoms make up the soul, the body, gods, and in a way, ideas. These atoms could not be destroyed, but they could be divided into single atoms. The atoms are eternal, which means the universe is eternal. However, the soul is not eternal. Once a person dies, his soul is broken down and reformed into other things. Since the soul does not continue on afterwards, there is no afterlife or punishment that comes after death. This line of thought leads to what you were talking about earlier. Because there is no punishment, then why not live your life to the fullest pleasure here on earth? However, Epicurus would stop you right there. For Epicurus, finding pleasure was not about just immediate pleasures for the body. The best way to put this is Epicurus would say, don't get drunk, because tomorrow you'll be in pain from a hangover. Epicurus would say strive for the pleasure of health, or community. Epicurus developed a community of people who followed his way of thinking, and they lived harmoniously with each other. His group of followers were called atheists by other people. This is because Epicurus believed that the gods had no impact on human beings. They were just other beings made of refined atoms. The gods live in interstellar spaces completely outside the world and had no contact with it. There's no reason for human beings to indulge in religious activities because there is no point in appeasing these gods who have no control over the world. So even though his followers did believe in the existence of gods, they didn't practice any rites or rituals, so people thought they were atheists. The goal of Epicurus was to achieve peace of mind and tranquility for all. He did not want to live in fear or superstition, or live solely by fulfilling the body pleasures. To Epicurus, the world was a garden and not a jungle. He was very practically minded. He wanted people to do things that would bring them pleasure, not only now, but for a great while. Now how might one determine what is good pleasure and what is to be avoided? To Epicurus, sense perception is the basis of all reason. Sensation is an immediate confrontation, hence it is infallible. The experience one gets through their senses cannot be refuted by reason, for reason is built upon them. We do not reason with our senses, but with our senses we get stuff to reason about. People develop concepts about things based on what they've already experienced with their senses. They will have a concept of a horse based on horses they've seen, touched, and smelled. But if they've never met the donkey, they may categorize a donkey as a horse, because they have not experienced this new concept. Later on, Jean Piaget used the same line of reasoning to develop how people think, using the word schemes to describe this exact principle. The things that bring people the greatest pleasures are the things that are pleasurable for a long time. Epicurus understood that sometimes we have to experience pain to get to the deeper pleasures. He also understood that some immediate pleasures bring pain later. The pleasures that are pure are rest, good health, and things similar. Epicurus recommended avoiding the active pleasures of the mind, such as ambition and public life. He and his group of followers secluded themselves and rarely held any responsibilities in public life, or social responsibilities like getting married. Friendship is the basic pleasure replacing all other desires. The garden of Epicurus was attractive to those around him. Epicurus did not want to eat, drink, and be merry. He just wanted to be happy.